This is probably the first Spartacop where I have to do multiple disclaimers at the beginning of the video. This first one is for mentions of racism and mentions of transphobia. I also want to mention that during this video, I progressively raise my voice. I do get pretty heated, so just if you're triggered by yelling or stuff like that, then I would suggest skipping over that section. And I will say it again as I start the video, but I do not want you harassing anybody in this video, mostly because Alex Plays clearly wants the attention, and harassing him's not really going to do any good. And the last thing that I want to mention before I actually begin this video is that there is a Google Doc linked down in the description below. It shows every screenshot shown in this video, plus some others that were taken that didn't make it into this video. I think I say this later, but it's also constantly getting updated, so more and more screenshots are getting added to this as the situation continues. But yeah, if you want to check that out for yourself, it's down there below. Before I begin explaining my story, I want to make it clear that I implore you to not harass anyone mentioned in this video. If you do such things, then I never knew you, and you were never a supporter of mine. I have been against making this video, as many people have rightfully claimed that this would be giving Alex Plays attention. But I do want to talk about this one last time, not just because I want this to be over, but because I don't want anyone else falling for this cycle he's created. I also do not want to stay silent about this any longer, as I feel personally violated from what he's done. And the last thing I want to clarify is that I don't want to make it seem like I'm a supposed victim of Alex Plays. However, you are welcome to speculate me as such. Back in May of 2023, I released my expose on Alex Plays, who at the time had been harassing Manya19, also known as the Mugsterious around that time, for making his series, The Mugsterious Watches Comey Can't Communicate. After giving my thoughts on Alex Plays, he would later admit to other people that he created this drama to boost his channel, as it had been dead for a while. Later on, when I covered him yet again for the pedophilia allegations, which more so show a grooming side to him, the harassment from other people would get him to make a live stream where he would attempt to commit suicide. I, as well as many others, would be outright worried, and this would ultimately make me think that I had missed something entirely in that situation. However, it has been allegedly rumored that this live stream was faked. Alex Plays allegedly wasn't cutting himself, but instead giving himself a paper cut. The only part of the live stream that can be presumed to be true was the part where he ended it as the police in his area showed up to his house. However, at that time, I had no idea those rumors were going around, and so, in my mind, I fully believed, 100%, that he was trying to kill himself that day. On December 31st, 2023, this would lead me to reach out to him and apologize, since I felt partially responsible for the events of that day. However, he told me that he never even saw the video. We would go on to talk and remain on somewhat good terms. Keep in mind that even though his account displays his name as Cosmix, it's really Alex Plays. After that, however, I didn't want to think about the drama ever again. I didn't even want to think about covering him again, as at the time, he was still somewhat of a mind-blower remixer. But this wouldn't remain the case for long, as on January 20th of this year, he would mention publicly in Bull's contest server that he wasn't able to DM me. Before that, I had removed him as a friend on Discord because I didn't really want to be friends with him. And originally, I had made it to where only friends were able to DM me. I added him back, and the only thing he wanted to say was that he liked a collab part that I had made. He also sent a screenshot where he had told one of his friends at the time that I had supposedly blocked him. This would be the start of this one-sided friendship. The very next day, he would DM me asking if I had anything set up for an April Fool's Day video. Originally, I said I was going to make a fake Spartacop and make shit up. Nothing too serious that would get someone on a witch hunt, just some lighthearted April Fool's Day stuff. He then proceeds to make a sort of snarky comment saying, "You can't just pull up a scenario out of your ass." A week later, he would be banned from the TUS Discord server. TUS, for those who don't know, is the userless show, the show that I did in episode 12.5 for 2K subs. He was banned not because he was impersonating me, since it was a funny idea he and I both had, but because he had sent gore and possibly porn in the general chats as well. Note that while he claims later that there should be a warning system, he sent these pictures and GIFs multiple times, so technically he was banned for multiple accounts of this. Numerous times after this, he would continuously ask to convince everyone working on the show to let him back in, though every time he would beg for this, he would always be denied, as most of the actors involved in the series were uncomfortable around him. He would continue to do this 3 days later, a month later, and even 4 months later. These were times where I could have cut him off, yet I didn't. I now want to cover some small events that aren't as important, or at least are somewhat important. On February 18th, 2024, he would use the same account he pretended to be me with for the TUS server to try and get another spot in a collab server. Someone from that server asked me if this was me, and I told them no. He'd get angry, but I countered, asking him why he was trying to act like me in the first place, especially since this time he didn't wait for me to respond before doing so anyways. Keep in mind, I was in church around this time, so I was unable to respond. On February 26, 2024, he would send a screenshot telling me he would be starting over as Elmer Spartanic. I want this to be known, as he says very clearly that I was the only person he could trust that wasn't an extremely close friend. From this message, I thought that he knew we were never extremely close friends and were just acquaintances. On February 29th, he was removed from the Sparta Remix Discord. He says that he doxed Brace and has no idea when he did this, even going as far as to claim that the video doxing them isn't his. I want to make this known that even if he didn't make the video, if he posted it with Brace's docs in it and knowing full well that it was in there, then the blame could definitely be put on him as well. Again, these were times where I could have cut him off, and I didn't. All of this was stuff that I could handle. These events acted more like things he would try to do to gain my attention, but looking back on these now, some of these were early signs that he felt the need to be included in everything. Nothing much would arise in March or April, or even the first half of May. However, that was only the beginning, because what I'm about to show you all was far worse than this. In fact, I'm giving you your second trigger warning, because some of the stuff he says is something I never thought I'd be told in my life, especially by a 13-year-old. May 19th, he would make transphobic remarks toward Cherrybow, and compared her, wanting him to call her by the right pronouns, to Hitler. Cherrybow is Jewish, by the way, which made this even worse. Even if Alex didn't know Cherrybow was Jewish, the fact his first thought was to compare this to Hitler was absolutely fucking nuts. On May 25th, Alex would send me a screenshot of a Vencord review he made of me. His friend nickname for me was Big Brother, something I definitely would not return the favor for. His Vencord review said this. Something that absolutely disgusts me because, again, he's 13. May 26th, he mentioned he would only join a voice call if I was in it. LF5 would be the first one in the group chat to mention that he was obsessed with me, and Alex would reply with, "He's my brother, what do you think?" I do not claim him as such. May 30th, he would spam ping me to get rid of someone from the group chat that he possibly added himself. He'd want me to get rid of them, since I was the group owner at the time, for making Ronnie McNutt jokes. While yes, I could have dealt with this person, I was making lunch at the time and couldn't really do much. When I did get back, I was off-put because, for some reason, he would begin yelling at me. I would respond saying that I never claimed to be a victim. To be honest, this upset me. Genuinely. Mostly because I've never handled random outbursts well, even over text. Again, the guy he's talking about wanting me to kick was someone that he might have invited himself. June 1st. He mentioned that he expected to see CP in some media that Grant sent. He also told everyone to add a rainbow scheme for Pride Month, and when everyone said no, he told them to hang themselves to make up the rates. June 3rd, he tells HT414 to kill themselves. June 4th, I would send him a list of my previous VEG files. In the group chat, he said he was just curious about the projects that I was making. However, he was actually trying to find out my real name. Obviously, nothing of what he guessed was my real name, and I even told him that I didn't want to tell him what it was. He even tried to coax me into giving it to him if he told me his address. June 5th. He would start an argument over LF5 telling Maxim he'd think about it when referring to giving him project files. Alex would make a big deal out of everything. Again, you can pause to read, but just a warning, he tries to justify his N-word usage, only to immediately be called out on using it in a harmful way. He would then be called out by Grant, with him giving a speech about how his actions have consequences. This would cause Alex to leave and unadd everyone in the group chat except for me and Manya19. June 6th, he would again tell HT414 to kill themselves. June 7th, he made an apology stream in which he tried apologizing for everything he's done. Moment was stolen by Cosmics. June 8th, he made a second apology stream, supposedly to make a good apology that Cosmics couldn't ruin again. In my opinion, it just seemed like he liked the attention that he got from the first stream so much that he wanted to get it again. June 9th, we talked about how I didn't want him to keep copying my style since people were speculating that he was actually obsessed with me. I will admit, I did lie to him and say that that wasn't how I saw it, but it was how I saw it. In the group chat, I mentioned I didn't see Alex as a friend, just an acquaintance. June 10th, I blatantly told Alex that he needs to stop forcing himself to be my friend because it's not what I wanted. However, he said it was what he wanted. All this was a step up from what he's done in the previous section, but this final section happened over the span of 8 days, and those have been the worst days I have ever experienced in the SRC. June 12th, he would randomly send me waifu stats, and as you can read, I was very uncomfortable with this. When I told him that I did not need to know this, he then sent me one that he had of Cherrybow for some reason. After this, I would unfriend him, and thanks to Vencord plugins, he knew that I had done that. He went to LF5 asking if he should apologize or if I was just being sensitive. June 15th, he tried to get me to watch his Elmer stream while he was live, even though he DM'd me the link twice. June 16th, he would lurk when me and HT414 were playing Roblox by ourselves, and he would bug me about wanting to be in episode 12.5, which I was recording at the time. June 19th, an image would get posted in the group chat where Alex says he wanted to hear my voice while being molested. This was the point where I finally blocked him and wanted nothing to do with him afterwards. After this, he would act depressed and would make it seem like he was going to kill himself. Hours later, he would make a 1-minute live stream where he would tell me to kill myself.
Robot Fred, listen very closely. I hope you kill yourself. I hope your entire family is so into you. No one has a legal obligation for you because no one cares. I hope your entire bloodline gets HIV so we cannot continue this. Okay? I do not want to hear it. I am done. I'm not celebrating 2000. I give up the Inspired Mix. I'm gonna be taking it out. No. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna take it. You will. In the best part, right, is you can't even tell me to care because it's not me that doesn't care. It's you. It's you that cares over everything. You know everything.
And then, while everyone was in a voice chat in LF5 server, he would tell LF5 to cut himself and live stream it to the whole voice chat. And then, after he joined the server, he would try to get my attention, and because I wanted everything to be over, I would talk to him. This was the conversation that we had. Can I apologize? I feel like I've made a mistake. I mean, you can apologize, but that doesn't mean I'm going to forgive you like last time. Can I DM you what I meant? Damage has been done. Alright, hot was the wrong word, by the way. What I meant is like Morgan Freeman. Not hot, but like soothing. It's not even that, you know. What? That 1 minute video you made. You've already shown your true colors there. I wasn't thinking. I can tell. We can tell. Again, damage was done. I still do not wish to associate with you anymore. I believe in second chances, and you used yours up. Alright, I mean sure, fuck off. That's how I can tell you're not being serious. You're not sorry. No, you told me to fuck off first. When? When did I tell you to specifically fuck off? Alright, maybe you didn't, but it's the equivalent. What did I say then? Last sentence of community post. In the most professional and reasonable way possible, I told you not to talk to me. And what did you tell me? To kill myself. I had the live stream after that community post, which I think he meant before that community post. Doesn't matter when. That's how you put it. Well, to the way you said it, yes it does. The way I said it was that you told me to fuck off in the most disrespectful way possible, and you don't understand why I blocked you, why I don't want to talk to you anymore. No, Xu blocked me way before that. Let's not go too far now, for the grossest shit I've ever seen said about me. No, you unblocked and unfriended before I said the whole hot thing. This is on you. I blocked you after the hot thing. I know, I also said unfriended. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I'm done talking to you. Leave me alone. Your problem. Cry about it. I send the video. You're the only one getting so worked up about it, but either way, it's whatever. Farewell. Bon voyage, cocksucker. From what you can see in the conversation, he has an abuser mentality, where he will try to make things right, and when the person doesn't forgive him, he'll then double down on what his original take was and make the situation way worse. After that night, he would continue to cope by saying all 2,000 of my subscribers were waiting to go to hell, but then he'd switch up and say that even though I'm an asshole, he's not gonna hate me. I'm an asshole. Even though I gave him many opportunities for him to change like he said he was going to do, even though he made me very uncomfortable many times in the past, even though I tried to support him any way I could so he could change, I'm still an asshole. And since I'm an asshole, from this point onward, I do not wish to be associated with Alex Plays, Trinity Ricks, Alex SR, or Elmer Spartanic. I want nothing more than to forget I ever talked with this piece of shit ever. I implore you to not do the same thing I did, because despite what he says, he has not changed, nor will he ever change. As I have just stated, I do not wish to be associated with him. Even if he shares my videos or responds to me or any shit like that, I'm not associated with him. In fact, I never knew him at all. In fact, I choose to forget him completely. He has made me completely uncomfortable and completely unsafe in this community, like I'm a plaything, while he also refuses to actually change. He's still racist, he's still transphobic, and now he is creepy as fuck. I implore you, again, to stay the fuck away from him. This situation has made me decide that even though it sounds out of place or out of it, that I wish I could surround myself with more popular remixers, or remixers who are actually really good at what they do and are really genuinely great people, specifically remixers like Gary Views, Lily, Manuel, Clever, even Aegis, to name a few, because despite their popularity, these people are very down-to-earth and very chill people to be around. People like these are the people I want to surround myself with. I don't give a shit about gaining popularity by being friends with these people or whatever, because that's not what I want. I want to be able to gain friendships with people who actually give a shit about me as a person and won't play with my feelings to their benefit. In fact, that's all I've ever wanted in this community besides rising up with my remixing style. I've always been someone who's afraid to try and talk with these people because I don't want to force myself into their lives like Alex Plays did to me. And yet, I still feel like surrounding myself with those types of people would really help, even if I'd never be able to have that sort of friendship with them. As mentioned in a disclaimer in the beginning, there will be a link in the description to a Google Doc full of screenshots. All these screenshots contain the screenshots used in this video and others that didn't make it into this video that are worth mentioning. This Google Doc is constantly getting updated. In fact, this is day 7 of planning all this out, and we are still getting screenshots of him being an absolutely shitty person. So if you want to check that out, it's there in the description. Please note that not all the screenshots are in chronological order. They're kind of just all over the place, but I don't really want to take the time to clear it out and put it in chronological order. I just want to stop. I just want to be done with this. I just want to be done with him entirely.